Thinking is hard. And welcome to ETC. My name is Josh, and I'm here with my beautiful wife,
Haley.
And welcome back. Oh my goodness, it's been
a minute.
A hot minute.
Yes.
And we're really sorry about that. We've been pretty busy. So,
yeah.
As you can tell, we're actually not in the same place we were.
Yep.
We are now in.
Moved.
Thank you for coming back to us, and we're hoping to continue this series of adventures.
And when this is coming out, it'll be October, which is why we're in our costumes.
Happy Halloween!
I'm sure you can tell I am a bumblebee, and Josh is...
I am a tourist.
Yes, he's a tourist. And he's going to Disney.
I'm making sure I don't get burned on my nose. Well, for this episode, we're just going to get right into some juicy stuff we found earlier. We'll be taking a look at r/RelationshipAdvice, where we found some juicy stuff in the news section. We haven't looked at anything but the title.
Excited to learn about these relationships and help these people.
Yes. 2 expert relationship advice givers who are 25 years old.
Well, here we go. So, I guess we could do a little bit of background. How many people have you dated in the past?
4.
We have some experience, so I guess we could say that we're experts, and we've been together for 7 years. So
this is not legal advice.
And we know like the ups and downs and like how to be in relationships, and you know, we know that everyone has their like toxic moments and things, but like we know the difference between a toxic person and a moment that just wasn't too good, but they're a good person. So reading these will be very interesting because we kind of know, hey, are you a good person, hey, are you?
We can read red flags.
We can really read red flags. It's honestly, I don't know if I want to say that.
Is it a skill?
I want to say it's a skill. I don't want it to come off bad, but like when my friends are dating someone not so good, I can definitely tell.
They're just blinded by the joy that they perceive.
They're
having.
complaining. There's literally no joy.
Oh, wow.
There's literally no joy. Like you can tell like in their eyeballs that they're not happy. But
help me. All right. Up first, we have the user is You Can't Pronounce My Name. He, male 30, says I, female 30, have unrealistic expectations. I've, F30, been with this guy, male 30, for more than 3 years. I had been having weird sensations in a tooth for a while, so I got a time at the dentist's. All right, fair enough. I ended up having an acute operation, removing the tooth and a part of my jawbone. Oh, gosh.
What?
I wrote him this and sent him a picture of all the meds I had to take and how I wasn't allowed to do anything or get my pulse up next week-ish. Which, I mean, yeah, when you get a major surgery in your face, they don't want you to raise your blood pressure.
Oh, like work out or like do
anything crazy. Yeah, because if your blood pressure raises, it could break the scabs and stuff, and then you start bleeding again.
That's right. And you know what's funny? I'll kind of go back, but when I got my wisdom teeth out, I could not do anything strenuous for like a few weeks.
Yep.
And even when I did go back to the gym, my jaw hurt more after the gym. So that's crazy.
It's a very sensitive part of your body, your teeth, ironically, which sucks because teeth are expensive.
They really are.
Anyway.
But we need them.
He then proceeded to disappear for 7 hours without a reason or a say. He'd been home ill 2 days before. When he finally reappeared, he'd suddenly been at college all day, and he made it a discussion of how he didn't think it was acute. How he thought I exaggerated the situation, and then he told me how he'd go out tomorrow with people he didn't even know at his college. I expressed disappointment in this, as he didn't even ask me if he should come by or if I needed anything. He's maximum 30 minutes away. Oh, okay, so she's like, hey, I got this huge operation done, and I have to take all these meds, and it's really bad. Just letting you know. And he's like, whatever. It all blew up and made me sad, and he kept going, despite the fact I could barely speak and I wasn't allowed to get my pulse up. It's nothing new. When I went to the hospital last Christmas, they thought I had a stroke. Wow, at 30? That sucks. He still went off to his parties. Oh, girl. He went into a new year without checking up on me. No texts, no nothing. He told me I could have just texted him.
This is the New Year?
Yes.
This was New Year's Eve? Eve?
New Year's Eve.
Wait, when did she get the thing? New Year's Eve?
Well,
or
so
New Year's...
Christmas, she went to the hospital. And he did not reply to her at all through the New Year.
Apparently, because I didn't know this was during the holidays. I mean, either way, it's really shitty. But during the holidays, like when you're like, that's like when you see your partner the most, I feel like.
Yeah.
So he went to a New Year's party
without her.
Brung in the New Year.
Didn't
you know
text
what he
her.
can do? He can ring in the New Year single. That's what he can do. That's messed up. That's so messed up.
That is pretty messed up. This is only halfway through the story.
Oh, God.
He went to some party. He went into the New Year without checking up on me, no text or anything. But he told me I could have just texted him, but I couldn't, as 1, I was in the hospital. 2, barely could use my arms after I got home. And 3, couldn't really use my eyes.
Oh my God.
This poor thing.
Oh my
He
gosh.
ended up ignoring me all Friday and going to his party. Never even asking me how I was after the operation. He told me there's nothing wrong with my going out to a party. Everybody would do that. I'm not your slave, I told him. If you love someone, you're there for them, or you at least ask them if they need anything, especially if you're only 16 kilometers away.
Why did she say I'm not your slave? Did you mean he said that?
No. She said it as in, like, I guess he's expecting her to do all the work in this relationship. And so she's saying, I'm not your slave in this relationship.
Gotcha.
We ended up speaking on the phone during the party, me crying my eyes out and getting more and more hoarse and feeling worse. I later saw a video of him sitting, talking, eating, laughing with someone 5 minutes after our talk. I'm so disappointed in him, and I don't understand how someone can behave like this. He tells me I have unrealistic expectations. I feel like it's the bare minimum. What do you think?
It sounds to me that...
He doesn't care about you.
He doesn't care about you.
He doesn't care about you.
But...
As long as you're putting out. I know you can't get your heart rate up, but let's get down to business.
Yeah, it sounds like he doesn't care about you.
No, girly. Run.
And it also sounds like he's the type of person who, if he got sick or if he was in the hospital, that he would absolutely be like...
Where are you? I'm dying.
Literally dying.
I need my mommy to take care of me.
And
yeah,
if it's her, it's like, oh, suck it up.
Whatever, you're fine.
Yeah, you're fine.
What do you mean? So removed part of your job?
Yeah.
I did that last week.
Stroke? That's so belittling. Yeah. That's like, so belittling of you.
She could have died, and now you're just like, you're fine. Care. You didn't have a stroke.
He'd rather go out and party. So you can go party, and you can bring in the New Year single, and that's all I have to say.
Yeah, he can go party single. Wow. Because he's probably already...
Oh, cheating?
Talking to people.
Yeah, he's probably cheating.
Ladies. Yeah, he's probably cheating. He's cheating. Dump.
All right, so the next one is, I, 32 male, have felt disregarded and disrespected by my wife, 31 female. Advice.
My wife and I have been together for 7 years, married for 2 of those years.
Oh, that's us. That's literally us. Did you write this?
We have had recent arguments right before she goes to work and used the silent treatment against me in recent weeks with the reason that I'm wasting her time with texting while she's working. More information, please. I work from home about 95% of the time during the month. She goes in 3 times a week. Recent arguments have started after not having conflict for a while. Interesting. Last week, I texted her and found she left my messages on unread until the end of the workday. We eventually talked it out. Okay. So she's not checking her phone till she gets off work? I mean, I can't check my phone, but I at least get on, like, Facebook. So I don't know. Let's read on. Last night she's asking me last night to wake her up early for work so she can get ready and leave for work at a decent time. Since I work from home and get up earlier than her, I find myself usually gently waking her up and supporting her where I can throughout the morning. Okay. Wholesome. In short, I woke her up this morning and she wanted to have space from me because she was moody. I was told, just F and go, after asking her if we had any plans for this evening. It's my birthday tomorrow. Last night she called me an effing brat during a small argument that ensued because she didn't agree with me about how dishes were being cleaned.
Like I told you before. If you want something... Okay, so it's totally... I'm sorry, I'm going to go on a little tangent, but if you want something cleaned, and you ask your partner, hey, can you clean this for me while I clean this other thing? And they clean it, and it's not the way you like, you're just gonna have to go
You're just gonna have to go do it.
You're just gonna have to go do it yourself.
Well, that's not always the case.
That's
though.
not always the case.
No.
But I brought up like downstairs when I saw that TikTok that we watched the TikTok, and it was like, I don't remember what it was, but I said, if I'm looking at this kitchen and it looks tidy but not clean, but you think it looks clean, then I'm gonna go clean it and clean up the like dust and stuff. So when she said, where's that part?
She didn't agree with me about how the dishes being cleaned.
I don't know. I just see like a problem with that. I mean, unless he's using some sort of weaponized incompetence, where it's like dirty and it's like she knows he half-assed it, then there's a problem there. But other than that, I don't know.
Let me read on, because I think it could be something very different.
Okay. Well, she's just picking stuff up because there's no arguments in their life.
So when we were doing them together, she left me doing those alone too. All right. She stormed out this morning without barely talking to me. I followed her to her car, and was yelling how I didn't appreciate being treated so rudely and disrespected. Even if she was just feeling tired that morning, she drove off without saying goodbye.
Oh my God! I could never do that.
I know, that's rough.
Like I can never do that. I cannot do that. I'm just gonna say that. I can't do that. Oh my God. Because you may never see that person again.
Yeah, get into a car and never come back.
I don't know. That's just the thought that goes through my head. Anyway.
I've shared via text how upset I've been with how she's treating me. I expressed that the name-calling, stonewalling last week, and treating me like crap makes me feel unwanted and like I'm taken for granted. She has left my text on unread again throughout most of the day. The only response I've heard from her is, I just want to drop your attitude when you speak to me and understand when I tell you my needs directly. I feel undervalued, and like going into the office is a perfect opportunity to leave me isolated at home without any communication. It feels hurtful to think she can go all day without even caring to read anything I say. Yeah. She had told me last week that she acknowledged by definition that she stonewalled me, but said it's because she feels our texting doesn't get us anywhere. Yet today she did this again to me without any regard to how it's making me feel without being ignored. How am I supposed to go about this? She doesn't make me feel important when we get into conflict.
Okay, where is it? But she said it's because she feels like our texting doesn't get us anywhere. What does she even mean by that? Okay,
so we're only listening to half the story here, right?
We are.
So when she brings up the dishes, oftentimes when someone is nitpicking at something, it's because there is a bigger problem, like that some other issue that is not being resolved, and they don't feel comfortable or don't have a way of communicating, hey, this big issue is a big issue to me, either because they think it's going to blow up in their face or something like that. So they're going to try and nitpick so that they can, I don't know, as a defense mechanism, if you will.
But in this scenario, she's the one nitpicking, right?
Well, the dishes is the only instance that they spoke about.
She's the one nitpicking, though. And he seems to be the more reasonable one. So if he were, and I'm not trying to side with him or her, but I'm really seeing, and again, we don't have her side of the story, but she's being nitpicky. She's not responding or liking the text, or she's saying it's not getting them anywhere. She's leaving him on red, kind of ghosting him throughout the day. If there was really that big of an issue, I feel like he would be reasonable enough to communicate that with.
So
he seems pretty reasonable if he's now, here we go. He's reaching out on Reddit. That's not the best way of communication with your partner. But if that's your last resort because your wife or...
if you don't know what to do.
If your wife's not communicating, I don't know.
It sounds like he doesn't know what to do. But, again, we're only getting one side of the story here. He works from home 95% of the time. And I wonder, does he do stuff around the house? Like, does he keep it tidy? Or when he's working from home, does he make a big mess in the kitchen and not clean up after himself after he's made himself a fantastic lunch and has the lettuce everywhere and there's breadcrumbs all over the place?
Thanksgiving dinner?
Yeah, he made Thanksgiving dinner for himself for lunch and then doesn't clean it up. Like, I can understand her being frustrated, and she either is not telling him that or is telling him that and he's not telling us. because of third party.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go based off this story because this is the only story we have right now.
There is an unresolved conflict in this relationship that he's either ignoring or is unaware of. Because
but I also don't want to just blame it on him because it might not be him. It might be her just not really.
Not communicating it. Yes, yeah. That's also. I'm saying there is an issue in this relationship which involves both people. So either she needs to communicate the issue that she has, or he needs to recognize the issue that she's having because she's already communicating it. We don't know.
Yeah, we don't know what it is.
But right now, from this what we have here, it sounds like honestly to me, it sounds like she's upset about something and either hasn't told him or he's not listening.
I don't know. I think I'm gonna have to disagree with you. I'm sorry.
So
I think that if he's coming on here and saying she's not reading my text, she's being like not very nice, I'm sure that he's saying things like, why are you being like that? He did. He ran out to the car and said, like, why are you being unfair to me?
It's not the best time to ask that sort of stuff.
Okay, but no offense, you don't say slurs to your husband.
Well, no, I guess.
She said effing whatever.
Brat.
Yeah, you called it effing brat.
Yeah.
Like, that's also not a healthy way of her communicating either. So I'm not on his side, but I'm also not on her side. But I also feel like, last thing, they need to go to therapy.
Yeah.
I don't think that, I don't know. In this scenario, she's giving toxic.
I just don't know why.
Yeah, we don't know why. But
that's the thing.
That's my last words.
I feel like my boyfriend, 31 male, is wasting his life with his laziness. What can I, 30 female, do? Let's see. All right. Pretty decently long. I get it. We are all tired from work. My boyfriend works from 8 till 5, and he has a lot of responsibility at work. After he comes home, drops himself on the couch, watches YouTube and Netflix until he falls asleep. He is one of those people who always say, I wish I could do this and do that, but then never proceeds to do that thing they actually want to do. It is very sad.
That could be a turn
off. I love him. He is sweet and gentle and has many amazing qualities to him. However, the laziness is killing a lot, unfortunately. Fair enough. First of all, I don't find it attractive at all. He lays on the couch, and you can tell his body and posture will suffer from that in the future, if not already. He watches 4 to 6 hours of content after work, non-stop. He doesn't do many other things during the week. It is really not a nice sight.
Oh, no.
Couch potato. I personally think that consuming that much TV is not good for you and is a waste of time. There are so many other cool and amazing things you could do. What an interesting way of putting that.
I think it's like a chat. It sounds a little chat GBT to me.
There are so many other cool and amazing things you could do.
Well, like hobbies and things. Like, get your own.
It's just funny.
Understandably, getting content and like watching content it can be a hobby if it's like educational and you're teaching yourself something.
So it is not that my boyfriend doesn't have any aspirations. There is a lot he wants to do, like writing, playing piano, doing sports, etc. But he never does those things. I tried a lot already to motivate him or get him going, but nothing seems to work. I go to the gym 5 times a week. I take riding lessons. He does that too, but less frequently because he always has excuses why not to go. I paint. I am currently learning Jing. All right.
Okay.
There are so many beautiful hobbies to fill my time with. I love watching a good show, but I don't consume countless hours.
Mm-hmm.
I know that my hobbies are a lot, and I don't expect that of anyone, but everyone needs to have some balance and do what they feel good with. And here is the point. My boyfriend doesn't even enjoy watching TV that much. Yesterday, I asked him if he gets bored when he watches so much. He answered, I'm bored all the time. I go on Netflix. Then after a few minutes, I go on YouTube. Then I go on my phone, and the cycle repeats until I fall asleep. I was shocked to hear this, to be honest, but I thought that he at least enjoys his time a little more. I am clueless. I don't know what to do. I thought about ending the relationship already because of some other problems we can't seem to overcome, household chores, which is not surprising.
Yikes, yeah.
But I still have a lot of love for him.
He also might be like depressed.
I was thinking this sounds like a bit of depression, honestly.
He might be depressed.
So it might be worth having, going to the doc and having a nice chat with the therapist, but
here's a problem with that is that he may come off defensive, like, oh, nothing's wrong with me, I'm just bored. And it's like, I can see you're bored, but, you know, you're not happy even doing the things that you do every day after work. So what's the point of doing them? Like, you want to do all these things, and I want to be here to support you and do all these things, but if you're not going to go and like start them, like, I can't be the one to start it for you. I have my own hobbies. I want you to feel, you know, confident enough and motivated enough to go and try them out.
I definitely agree with, like, well, yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised he doesn't do household chores. It sounds like he's just wasting away. I think it could be a level of depression. It could just be that his mom took care of him for his entire life, and now that he's on his own, he's not used to having to take care of the house he lives in.
Yeah.
I would recommend to anybody that you don't even have to go to the gym, but I would recommend to anybody that you be active at least 5 times a week. You don't have to do anything insane.
To go for a walk.
You know, go for a walk. Just move your body. In the books I've read, like, just moving is so incredibly helpful for yourself in the future. It can prevent so many issues with your health in the future. So just go for a walk or something. Go do some push-ups. You don't even have to be crazy about it. You don't have to be a gym rat, but just do something consistently. Your future self will thank you.
Well, and another thing with that is if you do something consistently, like walking or 5 times a week, that becomes some sort of hobby, but then it allows you to have that motivation to attach to other hobbies.
Yeah. Reminds me of the Atomic Habits book, where, like, you start doing one simple habit, and then you attach that to another one, and then you attach it to another one. So it's like, okay, well, I'm going to go for a walk, and then when I come back from the walk, I'm going to be stinky, so I'm going to take a shower. And while I'm in the shower, I'm going to gather all the laundry, and I got to go downstairs to make breakfast, so I might as well bring the laundry down with me and throw it in the laundry. And then I got to eat breakfast, so I got to make breakfast. I can make whatever I want. And then it just snowballs with, like, doing good things while you're doing the things that you're already having a habit of. I hope
I'm hoping
helps him find work.
I'm sure she is.
I'm sure she'd be very willing to help him find some help.
Yeah,
but it sounds like they have relationship issues already. But
yeah. So it might be kind of donezo already.
Yeah, he needs to see somebody. Well, those are a few stories from r/relationship advice. That place is
it's fun.
It's full of nice people.
It's full of nice people it's full of people trying to get
desperate
answers.
People.
I feel like that's not the greatest place to get some help, but if that's a last case scenario.
Yeah.
It's a good place, but then if it's your fault, you get pooped on. Mm-hmm.
So in most of these cases, just go see somebody about it.
Or go talk to your partner.
Well, I think that ends this episode. Mm-hmm. And thank you for coming back to season 4. And we will see you in the next episode of
ETC.
Bye.